Parched plains, blue sky mining, and dead straight roads. This endless horizon, which constantly plays tricks on you while driving for endless hours, will quickly become your everyday when you're out here. On what I consider to be part 2 of our Outback Queensland expedition, we turn up the heat, play with the local dinosaurs, and keep some really good company who never, ever left us alone.
Flying in my mouth.
Yep. We're in the country. Rowan's enjoying the company of a few friends.
Hate flies. Hate flies. Don't mind mosquitoes. Flies, you can't kill them. They don't leave you alone. They're just...
So, we're not so sure we're going to actually do this walk because it's very hot. It's very dry out here, so there's going to be no waterhole to actually see. And the flies are incredible. It's just so dry out here. That sun is extra intense. It's what, 10 a.m. and I don't know, 36, 37 degrees. No.
Look, Banjo Patterson could do it. That's awesome. It's really good. Was it the best song in the world? Probably no, it wasn't really.
Right.
You know, I love old music. Don't really listen to Waltzing Matilda that often.
The Combo Waterhole, where we are now, is thought to be the location that inspired Banjo Patterson's story of Waltzing Matilda. It's also kind of how Billy got her namesake, making a reference to the act of boiling a billy at a bushcamp, only we spelt it with an IE because she's a girl, obviously. That was just too hot, dry and fly infested for us today. But, you know, it's a nice drive out here.
Yeah.
And we're ready to head on to Winton and stay the night somewhere around there.
Somewhere we're going to try to stay in.
Oh, sorry.
The hotel where Banjo played Waltzing Matilda for the first time.
There you go.
Yes.
Try. Yes, that's right. We are going to try and get a spot. There are limited spots there, so. I became really aware on this journey of how much easier it is for me to drive long distances so long as I can stop along the way. This was not one of those instances. Oh, and we also drove through a few willies today. But after a few hours of a flat horizon, we eventually made it to Winton. We are currently in Winton and I'm starting to wonder why. It is almost 40 degrees here and I am so hot and we just have no way to cool down in this van, really. The fan only does so much. We have done a lot of driving over the past 3 days. I think close to like almost 1,000 kilometers over 3 days, which is wild to think about. There was absolutely no settlements between Julia Creek and Winton today, and that was so foreign to me. It's just, I mean, it's almost scary thinking about how spread out these towns are. We are definitely learning just how big and how vast this country is, and we've hardly covered any territory. In the scheme of things, we've just done a blip of travel. Yeah, this town is very far away from anything. I picked up some bananas because I needed bananas. I'm a banana addict, and they were $12 a kilo. That's a vast difference to when I was picking them up for $2 a kilo in tropical Queensland. The reason that we are out in Winton is that there's it looks like there'd be a nice breeze cooling me down right now, but that's a really hot breeze. Feels like it's coming straight from the desert. The reason that we're out here is that Winton claims to be the epicenter of dinosaurs in Australia. And so early tomorrow morning, when it's hopefully still cool, we're going to go out to the New Age Dinosaur Museum and check that out. There's meant to be some dinosaur replicas, so it could be kind of fun. The temperature out here at this time of the year doesn't drop until about 11 o'clock at night. But after a few cold showers, in sulphur water I might add, and an eventual night's sleep, we were ready for the day.
Hey, what's going on?
Well, this morning is day 4 of driving really freaking far. And this morning we're heading out to the Age of the Dinosaurs Museum in Winton. It's been a ride out in the wild west here. Really, like, we're in the middle of nowhere, in my opinion. It's absolutely incredible. There's just flat plains as far as the eye can see. You said earlier it was like driving through the ocean, which it actually kind of is, because during the Cretaceous period this was the ocean. It's just so vast, and in the scheme of things, like of the whole of Australia, this is just a tiny smidgen of distance, so we're kind of blowing our minds here. Perched on a rugged mesa, the Australian Age of Dinosaurs Museum is home to countless Australian dino fossils and some pretty cool bronze replicas. We opted for a tour of the Jump Up, which offers some pretty epic views over the outback and some dinosaur storytelling.
Watch out.
Yeah, we're going there. We're here. When are we going to be in Winton? But the absolute highlight for me was this genuine dinosaur kerfuffle. This exhibit shows fossilised mud footprints that have captured a moment frozen in time. It shows massive sauropods wandering across an ancient riverbed. It was assumed this is potentially the traversing of a mother and her young child. It was really very surreal to stand where dinosaurs once walked and imagine life in prehistoric Australia. Before we knew it, it was time to start our journey out of the outback to somewhere with some taller trees, or any trees for that matter. This equaled a cute little bush camp with an abundance of Australian wildlife, with gangs of eastern grey kangaroos, funny little emus, a resident pelican, and a friendly little magpie. And this weird animal I've never seen before. Here we are on night 4 of our great Western Queensland adventure. We've stopped for the night in a donation camp just outside of Bulkadine, I want to say. I don't think that's pronounced correctly, but the free camp is called the Lloyd-Jones Weir, and there are plenty of kangaroos around here. I just saw a couple of very large male eastern greys who were fairly intimidating. But there is some shade from some beautiful big gum trees, and so I'm just soaking that up for the afternoon. As usual, there are plenty of flies around here, and it's still pretty hot, but nonetheless a very nice place to spend the night. It's just us and one other caravan in this beautiful camping area, so it's a bit of a luxury. The road in was a little bit sketchy. It was 100% dirt and a little bit slippery in some sections, but Billy's strong. I believe that under different circumstances, namely cooler weather, we probably wouldn't have rushed through this part of Australia quite so quickly. The towns were quite cute, and I actually just didn't take any footage when we were passing through because I was just so hot and so concerned about the heat. Like, I couldn't be bothered to do anything else. They are quite special and unique little places that I don't know if I'll ever have the opportunity to go back there, but maybe it was all right that I was just sort of enjoying them in the moment and not taking any videos. That evening at our beautiful bush camp, while serenaded by the sounds of the cockatoos. We were also afforded a colourful sunset that was almost synchronised with the rising of a full moon. How Rowan's decided to cool down the pots and pans this morning after breakfast so that we can start driving. A really niche problem for when you're living on the road.
I am dizzy.
Spin the other way. We're now at the end of our big journey out west, and wow, what a whirlwind that was. That was a whole lot of driving, a whole lot of heat, and I'm feeling pretty tired at this point. How about you? You exhausted?
Oh yeah. I've eaten about 3 flies today. At first I wasn't into them, but now I don't mind the extra protein.
Yeah. It's good to have extra protein as a vegetarian. We have driven from Barcaldine to Emerald, where we will be spending the night at a 20-hour rest stop between the freeway and the train line just behind us. So it should be a very peaceful, quiet night. I don't even know if you can hear any of this over the truck noise. This is probably the worst place to do a monologue like this. But yeah, what a vast landscape we have just driven through. That was mind-boggling. I think the most confronting day was between Julia Creek and Winton, where there was 3 hours of just relentless driving through the flattest landscape you've ever seen, with no towns in between. Like, no towns. But that was just far out wild landscape, so foreign to me. And look, I can't wait to go out into the Outback again. That was just a taster, but wow, it's tested my limits. I think it's tested both of our limits, hasn't it? It's been a wild ride.
This place has bridges galore. We got bridges for trains, we got bridges for people, we got old rickety bridges, we got car bridges up there. If you want to come to visit Emerald, if you're looking for bridges, then this is the town for you.